are available to anyone with a stout pair of walking shoes. But besides the scenery, there are views of a different kind. Stone quarrying has been going on Black Mountain for many years, to the annoyance of environmentalists who say it's needlessly spoiling a site of natural beauty.
One of the arguments that we have put forward is that there are 120 other quarries in the north of Ireland from which they can get the same aggregate. This stone isn't unique. The stone taken from the Black Mountain isn't unique. It can be got all over Northern Ireland. And those other quarries are situated what we would call more environmentally suitable sites.
Residents of the Glencolin estate off the Glen Road claim the quarrying has created health problems as well as being a nuisance.
Blasting itself it's unbelievable. I mean, you're sitting in your living room and you just shake the whole place, you know, and the dust on the sills and inside. When you're bringing washing off the line, you can feel the grit, you know, in your teeth.
We seem to have an awful lot of more than normal cases of asthma in the street. At least there's 3 or 4 just within walking distance of me with asthma, you know, and an awful lot of chest infections.
Conservationists joined in a protest about the Black Mountain quarrying outside the Town and Country Planning headquarters this afternoon. Meanwhile, the White Mountain Quarries Company, which carries out the work, says though it sympathises with residents, it has received no complaints from the statutory bodies about its work. And it says the stone is being used in a worthwhile way to provide roads, bridges and housing, particularly in the West Belfast area.
Quarrying to continue on Black Mountain, which is part of the backdrop of Belfast. They want the whole area to become a national park.
The quarrying scar in the side of Black Mountain above Belfast has been a cause of concern to environmentalists for decades. And today's protest outside the government's planning office was calling on the Minister Robert Atkins to put a stop to it. His predecessor Richard Needham had expressed sympathy with the cause and ordered that the visual damage be minimised. But Terry Enright, coordinating the campaign on behalf of dozens of organisations in West Belfast, and with the support of politicians as diverse as Gerry Adams and Belfast Unionist Lord Mayor Reg MP, says cosmetic changes haven't worked.
Basically what Mr Needham said was that although he said that the quarry would continue as long as the planning permission was there, which is approximately 30 years, and that it wouldn't be renewed after that. But as you can see, the damage that has been done is vast, and they can go nearly as far back again into the Black Mountain. So what we have been doing is calling on the Minister to stop the quarrying, because he has the power and the responsibility to do so if he wishes.
But is there any precedent for closing down a quarry?
Well, actually, in 1986, Mr Needham took such a step under legislation that was available, which was the 1972 Northern Ireland Act, whereby he revoked planning permission in the case of an application to extend quarrying around Navan Fort. He overruled the Public Inquiry Commission's findings to do that. And the result of that can be seen by the magnificent thing that there now exists at Navan Fort.
But isn't it basically very unfair to a developer who has a quarry, the rock is presumably needed from this quarry, and that he has a right to operate it?
Well, what we believe, and again, in the letter to the Minister, we have pointed out the fact that there are 120 other quarries in the north of Ireland. This particular firm owns approximately 7 or 8 other quarries that we know of. Most of them are set back in the countryside. They're in what could be described as more environmentally suitable sites. None of them are the backdrop to a city such as Belfast and such a beautiful and natural setting as the Black Mountain.
I suppose the argument would be that they'd have to haul the rock for a greater distance to the developments which are taking place in Belfast.
But I mean, why should that be an excuse or a reason to allow people to destroy such a beautiful place as this?
The Minister Robert Atkins, who's on leave, is being asked to respond urgently on his return.